The massive alien ship moved slowly through space toward the small blue planet. Inside the vessel, Chief Scientist Taemin stared at his computer screen with confusion. The numbers did not make sense. He checked them again, then called his team. "Sora, come look at this," he said to the communication officer. She walked over to his station, her purple skin glowing softly under the ship's lights. "What is wrong?" Sora asked, looking at the data. "These readings from the third planet. They cannot be right," Taemin said. He pointed at the screen. "Look at this atmosphere. 21% oxygen. That is explosive gas. No planet should have this much." Sora's eyes grew wide. "Are you sure the machines are working?" "I checked 3 times. And look at this." Taemin brought up more data. The planet has water covering most of its surface, but not calm water. There are massive storms that move across the entire planet. The wind speeds would destroy our strongest buildings. Wu Jin, the ship's security chief, heard their conversation and came over. His tall, thin body moved carefully in the ship's low gravity. "What are you two worried about?" "This planet," Taemin said. "The computer wants to mark it as Class 13. Wu Jin stepped back in shock. "Class 13? That is impossible. Nothing lives on Class 13 worlds. They are death planets." "I know," Taemin said. "But look at these readings. The gravity is so strong it would crush most of our people. The electromagnetic storms happen every day. The planet shakes and moves constantly. Parts of the surface are covered in frozen water. Other parts are so hot they would kill us in minutes." Sora checked her own instruments. "The radiation levels are very high, too. Any of our people would die within hours without heavy protection." "There must be an error," Wu Jin said. "Run the scan again." Taemin started the scan once more. While they waited, he looked at the planet through the ship's windows. It looked beautiful from space. Blue and white clouds swirled around it. Green and brown land masses could be seen between the clouds. It did not look like a death world. "Scan complete," the computer announced. The same results appeared on the screen. Class 13 death world. Atmospheric pressure that would crush alien bones. Temperature swings that could kill. Dangerous storms that never stopped. "We should report this to the Galactic Council," Sora said. "They need to know about this dangerous planet." But then something strange happened. Sora's communication equipment picked up signals coming from the planet. "Wait," she said, putting on her headphones. "I am getting radio signals from the surface." "Radio signals?" Taemin asked. "From where?" "From the planet. Many signals. They are organized, structured. These are not natural signals." Wu Jin moved closer. "What kind of signals?" "Communication signals. And something else." Sora worked at her controls. "I am detecting artificial light sources on the dark side of the planet. Thousands of them. Maybe millions." Taemin felt his stomach drop. "That cannot be right. Nothing can build cities on a Class 13 world." "The signals are definitely artificial," Sora said. "I can hear voices, music, data transmissions. This planet is inhabited." The 3 aliens looked at each other in silence. Finally, Wu Jin spoke. "A civilization. On a Class 13 death world." "It is impossible," Taemin said. "No species in the galaxy could survive those conditions. The planet would kill them before they could even build basic tools." Sora kept listening to the signals. "There are many different signal sources. The civilization must be very large and advanced. I am detecting what looks like space technology." "Space technology?" Wu Jin asked. "They have reached space?" "It appears so. I am reading satellites around the planet." "And what might be space stations?" Taemin sat down heavily in his chair. In all his years as a scientist, he had never seen anything like this. The galaxy had strict rules about planetary classification. Class 13 worlds were marked as completely uninhabitable, no exceptions. "We need to contact the Council immediately," he said. Sora opened a communication channel to the Galactic Council headquarters. The response came quickly. "This is Council Representative Bong Su. What is your report?" "Sir, we have found something unusual," Taemin said. "We are scanning a planet that registers as Class 13, but it appears to be inhabited." There was a long pause. "Did you say Class 13? "Yes, sir. All our instruments confirm it. But we are detecting a large civilization on the surface. That is impossible. Check your equipment. We have checked it multiple times. The readings are correct." Another pause. "How large is this civilization?" Sora answered. "Based on the signals and light sources, we estimate several billion inhabitants." "Billion?" Bongsu's voice rose. "On a Class 13 world?" "Yes, sir. This must be an error. No species could evolve on such a world, let alone build a civilization. Are you certain your scanners are working correctly? We are certain, Taemin said. Then the planet classification must be wrong. Run a full geological and atmospheric analysis. I want complete data. The team spent the next several hours running every test they could. The results never changed. The planet was definitely a Class 13 death world. The atmosphere was poisonous to most galactic species. The weather was violent and unpredictable. The surface conditions ranged from deadly cold to deadly heat, but the civilization was real too. The signals grew stronger as they got closer. They could see the lights of cities on the night side of the planet. During the day, they could see structures that looked like buildings and roads. Sir, Taemin finally called the council again. We have completed all tests. The planet is definitely Class 13, but the civilization is also definitely real. This changes everything, Bongsu said. A species that can survive Class 13 conditions is unlike anything we have ever encountered. You are ordered to make contact immediately, but be extremely careful. If they can live on that world, they might be very dangerous. Taemin looked at his team. Sora was checking her communication equipment. Wu Jin was preparing the ship's defensive systems. Understood, sir. Beginning first contact procedures. As their ship moved closer to the impossible planet, Taemin wondered what kind of beings could call such a dangerous world home. Whatever they were, they had done something no other species in the galaxy had ever accomplished. They had turned a death world into their home. Ambassador Hyunwoo walked into the United Nations building with quick steps. His black suit was pressed and clean, but his face showed worry. The message from space had arrived 3 hours ago. Aliens were coming to Earth and they wanted to talk. Dr. Ji-won, are you ready? He asked the scientist who was setting up equipment in the meeting room. As ready as anyone can be for first contact with aliens, Ji-won replied. She was a small woman with glasses, but her voice was steady. The translation software is working. We can communicate with them. Colonel Dong-hyun stood near the window watching the sky. Their ship is still up there. Our satellites can see it clearly. It is big. How big? Hyun-woo asked. About the size of a city block. Much larger than anything we have built. The communication system made a sound. Sora's voice came through the speakers, but it sounded strange because of the translation software. This is Communication Officer Sora of the Galactic Council survey ship. We request permission to speak with your leaders. Hyunwoo sat down at the microphone. This is Ambassador Hyunwoo of the United Nations. We welcome you to our solar system. We are ready to talk. Thank you. We must ask you some questions. Our readings show that your planet is very dangerous. How do you survive there? Ji-won looked confused. Dangerous? What do you mean? Your atmosphere contains 21% oxygen. This is an explosive gas. Your weather systems show constant violent storms. Your planet's surface moves and shakes regularly. How do you live in such conditions? Dong-hyun laughed. They think Earth is dangerous? This is a normal day for us. I think there is some confusion, Hyunwoo said into the microphone. Earth is our home. We evolved here. These conditions are normal for us. There was a long silence from the alien ship. Finally, Sora spoke again. You evolved on a Class 13 death world? Class 13? Ji-won asked. What does that mean? It is our classification for the most dangerous planets in the galaxy. Worlds where no life should be able to exist. Ji-won smiled. Well, life found a way here. Not just life, but complex life. We have millions of different species on Earth. Millions. Sora's voice sounded shocked. On a Class 13 world? Yes, plants, animals, insects, fish. Life is everywhere on Earth. This is impossible according to everything we know about biology. Dong-hyun stepped forward. May we ask what conditions you consider normal? Our ship maintains standard galactic conditions. Temperature that varies only slightly. Calm atmosphere with no storms. Stable ground that never moves. Low radiation levels. That sounds boring, Dong-hyun said quietly. Boring? Sora asked. Ji-won explained. Many humans enjoy challenge and excitement. We have sports where people jump from aircraft with only cloth to slow their fall. Others climb the highest mountains on our planet. Some dive deep into the ocean where the pressure would crush most equipment. You do these things for fun? Yes, we call them extreme sports. Extreme sports, Sora repeated the word slowly. You deliberately put yourselves in danger for entertainment? It is how we test ourselves, Hyunwoo said. How we grow stronger. May we meet you in person? Sora asked. We need to see you to believe this is real. Of course. We can arrange a meeting. 2 hours later, a small alien shuttle landed at the United Nations building. 3 aliens stepped out wearing what looked like spacesuits. Taemin, Sora, and Wu Jin moved slowly and carefully. The gravity here is very strong, Taemin said through his suit's speaker. It is difficult to walk. This is normal gravity for us, Jiwon said. What gravity do you normally live in? About 60% of this. Donghyun was surprised. We train our soldiers in higher gravity than this. Higher? Wu Jin asked. Sometimes twice normal gravity. It makes them stronger. The aliens looked at each other through their helmets. They followed the humans into the building, moving carefully with each step. Your atmospheric pressure is also very high, Sora said. It feels like being deep underwater on our worlds. We can go much deeper underwater than this, Hyunwoo said. Some humans can hold their breath for many minutes and dive very deep. Hold their breath? You can survive without breathing? For a while, yes. The current record is over 20 minutes. Taemin stopped walking. 20 minutes without breathing? That would kill any of our species. They reached the meeting room. The aliens sat down carefully, their suits helping them move in the strong gravity. May we see you without your suits? Jiwon asked. It would not be safe for us, Wu Jin said. Your atmosphere is too rich in oxygen. Your pressure is too high. The temperature variations in this room would make us sick. But this is a comfortable room for us, Donghyun said. We keep our buildings at pleasant temperatures. What you call pleasant would be considered extreme conditions on most worlds. Jiwon pulled up information on her computer. Let me show you some facts about human biology. We can survive in temperatures from -40 degrees to +50 degrees Celsius. That is impossible, Taemin said. No species has that range. We also heal from injuries that would be fatal to most creatures. Broken bones grow back stronger. We can lose significant amounts of blood and recover. Our bodies fight off diseases every day. Every day? Yes. Our world is full of microscopic life that tries to make us sick. Our immune systems fight thousands of battles daily. Your world is trying to kill you constantly? In a way, yes. But it has made us stronger. Sora was quiet for a moment. We need to report this to the Galactic Council. This changes everything we know about life in the universe. Are we the first species like this you have found? Hyunwoo asked. You are the first species that lives on a Class 13 world. Most species need very specific conditions to survive. You seem to thrive in conditions that would quickly kill us. What does this mean for contact between our peoples? Jiwon asked. We do not know yet, Taemin admitted. This has never happened before. A species from a death world changes all the rules. Donghyun smiled. Maybe we can help each other. We are good at surviving difficult situations. That might be useful, Wu Jin said. The galaxy has many dangerous places we cannot go. Those might not be dangerous to us, Hyunwoo said. As the meeting continued, the aliens began to understand that they had found something incredible. A species that did not just survive on a death world, but had built a civilization there. Humans were unlike anything else in the galaxy. And the humans began to realize that what they considered normal life might be extraordinary to the rest of the universe. Dr. Kyung-soo sat in his laboratory on Research Station Centauri 7, staring at the data that had arrived from Earth. As the galaxy's leading expert on alien biology, he had seen many strange life forms. But nothing had prepared him for this. Computer, run the analysis again, he said. Analysis complete. Results unchanged, the computer replied. Kyung-soo shook his head. The numbers were impossible. According to every law of biology he knew, the humans should not exist. His assistant, a young researcher named Hae-rin, entered the lab. Sir, the Galactic Council is asking for your report on the Earth species. I do not know what to tell them, Kyung-soo said. These readings break every rule we have about life. What do you mean? Kyung-soo brought up the human data on his screen. Look at their physical capabilities. They can survive in temperatures from -40 to +50 degrees. Most species can only live in a range of 10 degrees. Maybe the data is wrong. I checked it 20 times. And it gets worse. Look at their healing abilities. The screen showed videos that the humans had sent. A man with a broken leg bone. 6 weeks later, the same man was running. Their bones grow back together, Kyung-soo said. Stronger than before. No other species can do this. Hae-rin watched the video in amazement. How is that possible? I do not know. And here, look at this. Another video showed a woman who had lost a large amount of blood in an accident. She lost 30% of her blood and lived. For us, losing 15% would be fatal. Their bodies make new blood, yes, quickly, and their immune systems fight off diseases every single day. Diseases that would kill most galactic species in hours. Kyung-soo pulled up more data. They can hold their breath for 20 minutes. They can run for hours without stopping. They can lift weights equal to their own body mass. Sir, I think you should see the latest reports from Earth, Haerin said. She handed him a data pad. Kyung-soo read the report and his eyes grew wide. They do what for fun? The humans sent videos of their recreational activities. The first video showed humans jumping from aircraft, falling through the sky before opening cloth wings to slow their fall. They throw themselves from flying vehicles? Kyung-soo asked. They call it skydiving, for entertainment. The next video showed humans climbing straight up the face of a mountain using only their hands and feet. No ropes, no safety equipment. They climb using just their physical strength. Another video showed humans in a large metal cage, fighting each other with their bare hands while crowds cheered. They fight each other for sport, without weapons? They have many fighting sports. Boxing, wrestling, martial arts. Kyung-soo sat down heavily. Haerin, do you understand what this means? These humans deliberately put themselves in danger. They train their bodies to be even stronger than their evolution made them. How strong can they become? Look at this data. Kyung-soo showed her performance records from human athletes. This human can run 100 meters in less than 10 seconds. This one can lift 3 times his body weight. This woman can swim for hours in water that would drown most species. And they do this voluntarily? Yes, they compete against each other to see who can be strongest, fastest, most skilled. Haerin looked at more videos. Humans surfing on massive waves of water. Humans racing vehicles at dangerous speeds. Humans diving from high cliffs into water below. Sir, I am beginning to understand why their planet is classified as Class 13. What do you mean? They did not just adapt to survive on a death world. They became dangerous themselves. Kyung-soo realized she was right. Their children play games that would injure adult members of other species. Their normal daily activities would be considered extreme survival training for our military. A message arrived from the Galactic Council. Defense Coordinator Junho was requesting a full military assessment of human capabilities. They want to know if humans could be a threat, Haerin said. Kyung-soo thought about this. A species that evolved on a Class 13 world would be extremely dangerous in normal galactic conditions. Their strength, speed, and endurance would be far beyond anything we have seen. Should we be afraid of them? I do not know. But look at this. He showed her data about human psychology. They have a concept they call helping others. When there is danger, they often risk their own lives to save strangers. That makes no evolutionary sense. For humans, it does. They became strong by working together. Their dangerous world taught them to help each other survive. More data arrived from Earth. This time it was about human exploration. They have climbed the highest mountain on their planet. Kyung-soo read. They have traveled to the deepest parts of their oceans. They have built vehicles that can survive in space. Space vehicles? But space is almost as dangerous as their planet. For them, space might actually be easier than some places on Earth. Haerin looked at a map of human exploration. Sir, they have been to every continent on their planet, including the frozen areas at the poles. The poles of a Class 13 world would be absolutely lethal to most species. For humans, it is just another place to explore. Kyung-soo began writing his report for the Galactic Council. How could he explain that humans did not just survive impossibly dangerous conditions, but seemed to enjoy them? Computer, open a communication channel to the Council, he said. This is Defense Coordinator Junho. Do you have your assessment? Sir, I have completed my analysis of human capabilities. The results are concerning. Concerning how? Humans are physically superior to most galactic species in almost every measurable way. Stronger, faster, more durable. They heal from injuries that would be permanent disabilities for us. Are they a military threat? Kyung-soo paused. Sir, I do not believe they intend to be a threat, but they could be extremely dangerous if they chose to be. Explain. A human could survive in environments that would kill our soldiers in minutes. They could fight in conditions we would consider uninhabitable. Their physical capabilities are so far beyond ours that normal military planning would not apply. What do you recommend? I recommend peaceful contact. From what I have learned about human psychology, they prefer cooperation to conflict. But sir, we must never underestimate them. Understood. Prepare a full report for the council emergency session. After ending the communication, Kyung-soo looked at Hye-rin. We are about to meet a species that makes our greatest warriors look weak. But they seem friendly. Yes. Let us hope they stay that way. As Kyung-soo finished his report, he realized that the galaxy was about to change forever. The discovery of humans meant that the impossible was possible. If life could thrive on a Class 13 world, then everything they thought they knew about biology and evolution was wrong. The humans had not just survived on their death world. They had conquered it, and now they were reaching for the stars. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with worried voices. Representatives from dozens of species sat around the large circular table, all talking at once. Council Chairman Bong-soo raised his hand for silence. We have heard the reports about the humans, he said, but many of you do not believe them. You think the data must be wrong. No species can survive Class 13 conditions, said the representative from Arcturus Prime. The reports are obviously in error. The data has been checked many times, Bong-soo replied. But I understand your doubts. That is why we have arranged a demonstration. A demonstration? Asked the delegate from the water world of Aquatica. 2 humans have agreed to come to our research station. They will show us their capabilities in controlled conditions. Is that safe? Worried the Centauri representative. If they are as dangerous as the reports claim, they have assured us they come in peace, and our scientists will monitor everything. 3 days later, Marine Sergeant Sung-won and extreme athlete Min-ho arrived at Research Station Alpha 7 aboard a human transport ship. The alien scientists watched nervously as the humans stepped out of their ship wearing only light clothing. Where are their environmental suits? Asked Dr. Taemin. We do not need them, Seung-won said through the translator. These conditions are comfortable for us. The aliens all wore heavy protective gear to survive in the station's safe environment. The humans looked perfectly relaxed. Shall we begin the tests? Asked Dr. Ji-won, who had come from Earth to help with the demonstrations. The first test was simple physical tasks in standard galactic gravity. The alien researchers expected the humans to struggle in the lower gravity. Instead, Seung-won and Min-ho moved like they were floating. This is too easy, Min-ho said, jumping higher than any alien could in normal gravity. Can you make it harder? Harder? Dr. Taemin asked. Increase the gravity. Make it challenging. The researchers looked at each other. We could increase it to 1.2 times galactic standard, but that would be dangerous. That is still less than Earth gravity, Seung-won said. We can handle much more. They increased the gravity. The aliens struggled to stand upright. The humans barely noticed the change. More, Min-ho said. They increased it to 1.5 times galactic standard. The aliens had to use mechanical supports to move. The humans continued their exercises without difficulty. This is impossible, whispered the Centauri observer. For us, yes, Dr. Taemin replied. For them, this is normal. The next test involved atmospheric variations. The researchers introduced different gas mixtures that would make most species feel sick. We are adding nitrogen, levels that should make you feel dizzy. The test coordinator announced. We breathe mostly nitrogen on Earth, Seung-won said. This is fine. They tried reducing oxygen levels. The humans adapted within minutes. They tried increasing pressure. The humans showed no discomfort. What about temperature changes? Asked Dr. Ji-won. The research team began varying the temperature in the test chamber. They started at galactic standard and slowly increased the heat. This is getting warm, the lead researcher said as he began sweating in his suit. This feels like a nice spring day, Min-ho replied. They increased the temperature to levels that would hospitalize most aliens. The humans continued their exercises. How much heat can you tolerate? Taemin asked. On Earth, people live in deserts where temperatures reach over 50 degrees Celsius, Seung-won said. 50 degrees? The aliens looked shocked. That would kill most of us in minutes. And people also live in places where it reaches minus 40 degrees, Min-ho added. Minus 40? That is colder than the vacuum of space for some species. The researchers decided to try the ultimate test. They had created a simulation chamber that replicated the most dangerous rescue mission in galactic history. A volcanic planet with toxic atmosphere, crushing pressure, and constant seismic activity. No galactic species has ever survived more than 10 minutes in these conditions, the test coordinator explained. Even with the best protective equipment. What kind of protective equipment do you recommend? Sung-Wan asked. Full environmental suits with life support systems, emergency oxygen, pressure compensation devices, heated clothing. Do you have anything lighter? Minho asked. All that equipment will slow us down. Lighter. This equipment is designed to keep you alive. We would prefer to move freely. The researchers looked at each other in amazement. Finally, they provided the humans with basic breathing masks and light protective suits. You understand that these conditions would be lethal to any of our species? Dr. Taemin asked. We understand, Sung-Wan said. But we have trained in similar conditions on Earth. You train in these conditions? Military training includes desert survival, Arctic survival, and high-altitude operations, Sung-Wan explained. This does not look much worse than some places I have been. And I have done extreme sports in volcanically active areas, Minho added. The conditions remind me of a triathlon I completed last year. You do this for sport? It was fun, challenging. The simulation began. The chamber filled with thick choking gases. The floor began shaking violently. Temperature spiked to dangerous levels. The alien observers watched their monitors in fear. These conditions had killed trained rescue teams in the past. Inside the chamber, Sung-Wan and Minho moved calmly through the simulated disaster zone. They completed the rescue objectives ahead of schedule. How do you feel? Dr. Ji-Wan asked when they emerged. Good, Minho said. That was a nice workout. A workout? Taemin stared at them. That simulation is based on the most dangerous environment we have ever encountered. It was challenging, Sung-Wan admitted. But nothing we could not handle. The alien researchers stood in stunned silence. They had just watched two humans casually survive conditions that would kill their best-trained soldiers. We need to contact the council immediately, one researcher whispered. What will you tell them? Asked another. That the humans are not just survivors. They are superior to us in ways we never imagined. Dr. Taemin looked at the humans, who were discussing what to have for lunch as if nothing unusual had happened. Council command. This is Research Station Alpha 7, he said into his communicator. Go ahead, Alpha 7. The demonstrations are complete. The humans performed beyond all expectations. How far beyond? Taemin paused. Sir, they completed our most dangerous survival test and called it a workout. A workout? Yes, sir. What we consider impossible survival scenarios, they consider recreational activities. Understood. Prepare your full report. The council needs to know exactly what we are dealing with. As the humans prepared to return to their ship, Minho approached Dr. Taemin. Thank you for the tests, he said. They were fun. Do you have any more challenging scenarios we could try? Taemin realized that the galaxy had just met a species that did not fear danger. They embraced it, and that changed everything. The emergency session of the Galactic Council had been going on for 6 hours. Representatives from every major species in the galaxy filled the great chamber, and the debate was getting heated. We must quarantine the Sol system immediately, declared the delegate from Rigel 4. These humans are too dangerous to allow into galactic space. They have shown no hostile intentions, argued the representative from the Vega colonies. All reports indicate they are peaceful. Council Chairman Bong Su looked tired. The human question had divided the galaxy like nothing before. Perhaps we should hear from Ambassador Hyunwoo, he suggested. The human ambassador stood up slowly. Around him, dozens of alien species watched with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Honored delegates, Hyunwoo began, we understand your concerns. We know that our abilities seem frightening to you, but we come in peace. We want to learn from you and share what we know. Share what? Asked the Centauri delegate. Your world-destroying capabilities? Our survival techniques, Hyunwoo replied calmly. Our galaxy is full of dangerous places, worlds that no one can colonize because they are too hostile. Perhaps we can help change that. Dr. Young-suk, Earth's new director of galactic relations, stepped forward with a datapad. We have prepared a proposal, she said. Humanity offers to assist with disaster relief and dangerous exploration missions. In exchange, we ask for full membership in the Galactic Council and access to your technologies. Disaster relief? asked the Aquatica representative. Natural disasters happen throughout the galaxy, Young-suk explained. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, toxic gas releases, situations where your people cannot safely operate. We can help. You would risk your lives for strangers? Asked the delegate from the Crystal Worlds. It is what we do, Hyunwoo said simply. On Earth, we have emergency responders who enter dangerous situations to save others. It is considered honorable work. Bong-soo considered this. You are proposing that humans become the galaxy's emergency response team? Among other things, yes. A message arrived for the Council. The first joint human-alien mission was requesting immediate assistance. What is the situation? Bong-soo asked. A research station near the Vortex Nebula has lost power, the message explained. The crew is trapped in a toxic atmosphere. All rescue attempts have failed. The environment is too dangerous for standard rescue teams. Bong-soo looked at the human delegation. How quickly can your people respond? Emergency Coordinator Tae-kyung is already preparing a team, Hyunwoo said. They can launch within 2 hours. 2 hours? The aliens looked amazed. Our fastest response teams need at least 8 hours to prepare for such a mission. Our people train for emergency response, Young-suk explained. They are always ready. The Council voted to allow the human rescue mission. Across the galaxy, news networks broadcast the story of humans attempting the impossible rescue. Tae-kyung led a team of 6 humans to the disabled research station. The toxic atmosphere would kill most aliens in minutes, but the humans worked in basic protective gear. Rescue team to base, Tae-kyung reported. We have reached the station. Beginning evacuation procedures. Be careful, came the reply from the alien command center. The atmosphere readings are lethal. Understood. We are proceeding. The humans found 12 alien researchers trapped inside the station. The life support systems had failed and the aliens were slowly being poisoned by their own air. We need to move quickly, Tae-kyung told her team. These people do not have much time. One by one, the humans carried the aliens to safety. The toxic atmosphere that would have killed the aliens in minutes barely affected the humans. All personnel evacuated, Tae-kyung reported. Mission successful. The rescue was broadcast across the galaxy. For the first time, species throughout known space saw humans not as a threat but as saviors. They risked their lives for strangers. One news reporter commented, species they had never met before. More requests for human assistance began arriving. A mining operation trapped by a cave-in on a high-gravity world. A research team stranded on a planet with deadly storms. Colonists threatened by volcanic eruptions. Each time, human teams responded quickly and successfully. What other species considered impossible missions, humans treated as routine emergencies. The humans are solving problems we thought were unsolvable, observed Dr. Taemin in his report to the Council, but the real breakthrough came when humans began working in space itself. Engineer, Nayoung led the first human space construction team. They were building a research station in an asteroid field that was considered too dangerous for normal operations. The radiation levels here would kill most workers in hours. The project coordinator warned. We brought radiation suits, Nayoung replied, but we can work in higher radiation than most species. And the micrometeorites? We have experience working in dangerous conditions. Our construction workers on Earth face many hazards. The human team worked outside their ships in vacuum suits, building structures in conditions that would terrify alien workers. They moved efficiently through space, unafraid of the dangers around them. They work in the void like they are building a house on their planet, reported the alien supervisor. Soon, human construction teams were in demand throughout the galaxy. They could build in locations that were previously considered too dangerous to develop. The humans are opening up new frontiers, Young-suk reported to the Council. Worlds that were written off as uninhabitable can now be developed with human assistance. The Council's final vote was unanimous. Humanity was granted full membership in the Galactic Council. Earth became the official training center for dangerous missions. We welcome humanity to the galactic community, Chairman Bong-soo announced. Your unique capabilities make you valuable partners in exploring and developing our galaxy. But perhaps the most important change was in how the galaxy viewed danger itself. Before the humans, we avoided dangerous worlds, explained one alien historian. Now we see them as opportunities. The humans have taught us that impossible places can become possible with the right approach. The story concluded with a joint mission to Explore a Class 15 world. Previously considered absolutely uninhabitable, the mixed crew of humans and aliens prepared for landing. "Are you nervous?" asked the alien geologist to his human partner. "A little excited," the human replied. "New places are always interesting. Even places that could kill us. Especially those places. They teach us the most about ourselves." As their ship descended toward the impossible world, the alien crew members checked their safety equipment nervously. The humans were already discussing where to set up their first camping site. The galaxy had learned that what seemed impossible to most species was just another day's work for the people from the Class 13 Deathworld called Earth, and with human help, the impossible was becoming possible throughout the stars. Humanity had not conquered their dangerous world by avoiding its challenges. They had embraced those challenges and grown stronger. Now they were teaching the galaxy to do the same. The universe had become a much less frightening place because the most frightening species in it had turned out to be the most helpful.